People and situations around us are mirrors of our thoughts.
You also had.
You will need to get this removed. Anger had turned from childhood anger had turned into resentment.
Cancer eats into the bone.
There is something wrong with me.
मैं शायद इसकी रील काटूंगा.
So ਇਹਦੇ ਨੱਕ ਤੇ ਮੱਖੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਬਹਿੰਦੀ.
That you said that you will call. You will text.
Yes. ਟਾਇਰ ਫਟ ਜਾਣਾ ਕਾਰ ਦਾ.
Which stayed with me for the longest period of time.
I became a quiet child.
मैंने कभी सुना नहीं था.
So what is integrity? Integrity is honoring your word.
अपने आप पे काम करना चाहते हो.
I began to get angry with my mother.
When they sit in silence.
Give up criticism, judgment and blame.
I really want to talk about this thing.
श्वास है तो हम हैं, श्वास नहीं है तो कुछ भी नहीं है.
That silence can be very deafening at times.
So see, life doesn't happen to us. Life happens for us. ये याद रखना बड़ा ज़रूरी है.
हाँ. Manifestations, they work, they don't work. If they work, why they work? If they don't work, why they don't work? Healings. Can we heal our lives? Can we heal ourselves? Is there a healer inside us? Answer to all these questions, answer to so many questions regarding spiritual world. Today we have someone very special in the house to navigate us to find all the answer to these questions. She has oceans of experience when it comes to spiritual world, the modalities which are connected to spiritual world, and she's going to enlighten us with everything. She swear by these words, if you can love yourself, then you can heal yourself. Then you can heal your life. She is the keeper of love. She is Mrs. Lakhwinder Gill.
Namaste, and I'm so happy to be here with you today.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, for having us here, letting us be here in this beautiful energy.
Yes.
And this is something else. And I want to start with this thing. कहाँ से आया इतना खूबसूरत नाम, Keeper of Love, and what is the story behind it?
Yeah. So what is so beautiful about the word itself, love, is that it allows me to expand. And inside of the work that I am doing as a teacher of love, in the work of Louise Hay,
Right.
in which we say, love yourself and heal your life. So all of us who have trained in this work, we call ourselves teachers of love, because that is the foundation of our work. And when we teach people, and the wonderful souls who come to us in workshops or in various sessions that we lead, or on a one-on-one conversation that I may have with somebody, well then we call ourselves keepers of love.
Right.
In its sacredness, because love is the other name for God.
Right.
And love is source, love is universe. And we, being a spark of that higher intelligence, call ourselves keepers of love. And I could call you a keeper of love as well. Thank you for even asking me this beautiful question.
No, because it's very intriguing. It's,
Yeah.
It's very intriguing that keeper of love,
Yeah.
right? I mean, in simple words, probably we can understand the meaning, but we all have different perspectives
Yes.
to understand it.
Yeah.
But I wanted to understand your perspective, that why you chose this name.
Yes.
And this is the name of your shelter. You call it shelter? Or?
This is the space where you're sitting right now.
Yes.
We call it the healing shelter.
The healing shelter.
Yeah.
Right.
So the name came upon after a lot of thought, in the sense that this is a shelter where people come, we meditate together. Our doors are always open. This hall where you're sitting today is called Ananda.
Ananda.
Yeah. And Ananda is a place where people come. The other name for Ananda is bliss. लोग आंदे ने, दरवाजे खुले होंदे ने. The doors are open. दरवाजे खुले होते हैं. हमारे यहाँ साइड में गद्दियाँ रखी होती हैं. लोग अपना आसन उठाते हैं. People just pick their cushions up and they come and sit. They don't need me to be present here. The space has a sanctity and a sacredness about it. And it is a shelter where people come and experience stillness, silence, peace, harmony, and above all, a sense of safety. And that sense of safety comes only when you're in a shelter. एक जगह है जहाँ आप safe हो, where you feel that you are nurtured, you are nourished, and there is grace that is always walking beside you. So that is what gave me the thought that I would call it the healing shelter, because this is a shelter where everyone is welcomed with our hearts wide open.
That's such a beautiful thing to do itself, that लोगों के लिए दरवाजे खुले हैं and they can come and find their peace.
Yes.
वो अपने लिए सब कुछ चीजें कर सकते हैं. They can meditate. They can. They don't need anyone. They just need the roof, the shelter.
Yeah. Because grace is always within us, no?
Right. So, ma'am, from where this journey of your as a healer, as someone who's connected to spiritual world in such depths, उसके बारे में हम आगे चल के बात करेंगे. कहाँ से journey start कहाँ से हुई, मैम?
So ये बहुत अच्छा, you asked me a very good question, बहुत अच्छा है, और मैंने भी बहुत बार इसके बारे में सोचा है.
अच्छा.
And I look at it that this is something that maybe has been with me since I was a child. Because I remember till the age of 4, maybe 5, there were a lot of things that I could see. There were a lot of experiences intuitively that I would know are going to happen. And I didn't understand as a child. And my mother would get frightened because there would be things that I would say and they would happen. So that was the beginning, actually, when I experienced that there is something that is not like everybody else. But then I didn't understand that it was a deep spiritual knowing. For me, that time it was that there is something wrong with me because I'm not like the other children. So I would say the journey began a long, long time back. The awareness came maybe about, I would say, a little over 35 years after I went through a lot of life's experiences and journeys. And an angel came forward, I would say. Angels, zaruri nahi hai ki they have wings. An angel could be anyone, it could be a doctor, it could be a friend, it could be a messenger. Right. So there was one such messenger in the form of a doctor who showed up in my life, and she put me onto this journey, and that's how my journey began, with certain books that I read, and of course the journey that began with my deep meditation. So that is when my journey began. That was the stepping stone.
Right.
For my life, where I began to get aware of a lot of things. बहुत अटपटा था, but I began to understand, and then it started.
Yes, I will come back to that, how it started, what happened. जब आपको मिलने आया था, तो मैंने आपको बोला था कि मेरी कोशिश होती है कि मैं पॉडकास्ट को डिस्कस ना करूं, हम बस मिल लें, मैं गेस्ट के साथ मिल लूं, तो और हम बातों से बातें निकालेंगे, और ऑफ कोर्स देयर विल बी सम हाइलाइट्स व्हिच विल डिस्कस. तो अभी आपने बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चीज बोली एक, कि इंट्यूशन, आपको इंट्यूशन होती थी. और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मैम बहुत सारे लोग हैं, मैंने आपसे अपना किस्सा भी शेयर किया था कि मेरा जो पहला थॉट होता है मैं इवेंचुअली वही करता हूँ. पहले मेरी एक आदत थी कि मैं लोगों से सलाह लेता था. Of course, they are well wishers, but they have a different perspective towards life, and I have a different perspective. And more importantly, a person knows his or her journey. That how things happen, only we know. So this, I think, this is something a lot of people struggle with. That वो अपनी intuition को catch नहीं कर पाते. And शायद ये उनको एक ब्लेसिंग होती है कि अगर वो अपने गट को, अपनी इंट्यूशन को पकड़ लें, एंड दे कैन स्टिक टू देयर डिसीजंस. सो व्हाट इज योर एडवाइस टू यंग पीपल, और probably any kind of age people, that how to really get hold of your intuition and work towards it?
बहुत अच्छा सवाल आपने पूछा, और मैं आपको अपने एक्सपीरियंस से ही आपको बता सकती हूँ. For me, see, each of us are a gift. And मैं कहती हूँ we are a spark of that universe. हम अंश हैं उसका. तो if we are a spark of that one higher intelligence, well, then we are bestowed and gifted with everything
Right.
that the higher intelligence has.
Hmm.
वो अंतर्यामी है,
Right.
उसको सब कुछ पता है. So sure enough, if we are created by that one creator, we have all the gifts and the abilities.
Right.
It is just that we have gotten so lost in the quick day-to-day doings of our lives that we have forgotten to become. We have gotten away from a being. We do not have the time to probably sit in silence for a few seconds to be able to just notice the stillness that surrounds us, the beauty that surrounds us. So my message to people out there is that start with even 5 minutes of stillness and silence.
Man.
I would say begin with 1 minute, because when you're in silence, that 1 minute could seem like 1 hour. And it is only in silence and stillness when we allow ourselves, allowing is a big word, when we allow ourselves to look within and allow ourselves to bathe and deep in the stillness and silence that stays within and around us, will we be able to tap intuition.
That is good.
When we are receptive towards everything, when we are aligned.
So only in silence and stillness will we be receptive. Otherwise, we are most of the time actually reacting. So if you're in silence and in stillness and in quietude, well, then you have allowed yourself the space to be. And it is only in the stillness that things begin to show up for us. And then we have the ability to notice, to become the observer. It's important to be the observer in life, to become a witness of what is happening to us. Otherwise, when we're involved ourselves all the time, we really don't listen to what is being said to us through our heart. Our heart is always speaking to us. And the heart never tells lies. And intuition is within each and every one of us. We don't have to seek permission from anywhere else, deep down in our consciousness. In fact, just the other day I had put up an affirmation which said that I allow myself the permission to receive all good in my life. So I am bringing that to my own deep down my consciousness and saying I allow, because there could have been beliefs, there could have been so many thoughts inside of which I have discontinued the process of the allowing, which is natural and normal to every human being. So we are the ones who build our walls, by the way. We block ourselves out. Intuition is there. So inside of the practices that we might follow, stillness is the bottom line. Silence is the bottom line. Begin with 5 minutes.
I think why I can say this, because I've told you that I also practice little bit.
Yes.
I have practiced pranic healing. I've been a meditator. I'm not able to do it right now. I think what I've understood in the process, that silence can be very deafening at times. It has its own noise.
Noise, absolutely.
And a lot of people get scared when they sit in silence.
That's why I said 5 minutes to begin with.
Because I did a couple of sessions with a couple of friends of mine on Instagram or something like that. So the very beginners questions, people who want to get into meditations, because a lot of people are attracted towards meditations and to the world of spirituality. But I think it needs a lot of work. It needs a lot of patience to do the work. It's an inner work. तो आई थिंक वो पहला पड़ाव जो होता है ना, सब वहाँ फंस जाते हैं. जैसे हमने बात की कि साइलेंस इज़ वेरी डेफनिंग, बिकॉज अपने थॉट्स की, अपने विचारों की आवाज़ें सुननी शुरू हो जाती हैं. एंड आई थिंक लॉट ऑफ पीपल आर नॉट रेडी फॉर इट.
यस. So then when we are not ready, it's a choice. Life is a choice.
Yeah.
ठीक है ना? Now, since you asked me the question, I answered to you what I consider the way. The other way, see, in silence we're breathing. So very often in the sessions when I find I can tell the energies are going down or there's something. So I just tell them, okay, let's take a deep breath. Let's breathe. And then we
You're back.
and then another breath. So breath.
Right.
So start breathing, focus on the breathing, because the breath allows us to come to this moment now. Well, meditation is a big word, and many people, like you said, shy away from that word. A simpler word is being mindful, being present in the moment now. See, I'm talking to you, you're talking to me. There's a beautiful connection. There's a stillness that's come upon us. We're able to understand one another. We're able to talk to each other. And that is the time when listening is enhanced, right? So if I am not in the stillness and focus with you, the stillness will go away. And an easy way for people is just breathe. You don't have to sit and breathe that many breaths. I am not someone who goes into a different number of breaths, count your breath. I don't do that. I just say...
You use this word listening so many times today in just past 5 minutes. So I would like to share a very personal experience with you on listening, as you said. As an actor, I did a course. It's called Meisner Technique. It's one of the very important techniques when it comes to acting. And that whole technique, it was a 1-month course, and it's a very challenging kind of a course. There's a lot of challenges as an actor we get to have in that course. And that establishment of that course is built on only one word, listening. I did so much work before that course. But wo course karne ke baad, the whole idea about the acting changed. In a simple word, like our teacher, Raghav Agarwal, who teaches Meisner Technique. So he always emphasized कि यार जब हम दो लोगों का पेयर बन जाता है उसमें, जब कोर्स करते हैं हम, हर हफ्ते किसी बार आप और मैं हैं, कभी कोई और है, तो we used to perform challenges and acts and these kind of things. तो he always used to tell us कि आप लाइनें याद करके आए हो, आप सुन नहीं रहे. And अब मैं आपसे बात कर रहा था, मैं पॉडकास्ट कर रहा हूँ, तो this is kind of listening.
Yes.
I cannot pretend.
Yes.
If I'm pretending, then वो कहीं ना कहीं गलत हो जाएगा. Then I'm not listening. Then I cannot ask right questions. Then I don't know what my guest is saying.
Yes.
So same way when we are acting, हम अपनी लाइफ से याद करके चले गए हैं कि हाँ यार मैंने क्यों के बाद ये बोल देना है, मैंने इसके बाद वो बोल देना है. But जब हमें ये पता है कि we are listening the tone of the opposite actor. We are listening the anger, we are feeling it. So then lines get different.
Absolutely.
So listening itself is a very important aspect of life.
It's profound.
It's profound.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because, see, I am a life coach and I have trained in several modalities over the years. By the time I have come to this stage in my life, it's not only one modality, because this is my life's purpose. Service with love, making a difference in people's lives. So the first thing that we do in coaching is becoming a great listener, not even a good listener, a great listener, listening to the unsaid. Now that is huge. You might speak something, but there's something going on within you, inside of you. Intuitively, that's where listening also comes. I get the underlying meaning of what you are actually conveying to me. You may not have opened up completely to say those words, to speak those words. Or when we are good listeners, we connect from heart. I love to use that word. And that is when intuition is at play, and then you sense. We are high vibrational, energetic beings. So we come to that point. So listening, as you said, is amazing. It works in every area of our life. allows us to be mindful. That is being mindful. That's meditative itself.
Right.
So we don't have to necessarily, we don't have to necessarily sit for hours. Yeah.
And I think listening से हमारा connection जाता है towards Vipassana.
Yeah.
It's 40 years of practice now you have?
Absolutely.
1988.
Yes.
You have started.
1988 I started.
Yes. So how Vipassana happened to you, ma'am?
Yeah. 40 साल लगता नहीं है कि 40 साल हो गए हैं. It looks जैसे कल की बात कर रहे हैं हम.
जी.
लाइफ इतनी हंकी डोरी और इतनी खुशनुमा नहीं थी उस वक्त मेरी दुनिया से.
हाँ.
वैसे तो लाइफ बड़ी अच्छी
From your perspective.
हाँ, मेरी दुनिया, my perspective, the way I was looking at life, the way I was perceiving it, the way I was experiencing it, it wasn't the best of the best that I had thought life could be. So we were at a party. My husband is a retired army officer, and we were in a place in Devlali. That's
where it is?
Devlali is in Maharashtra.
Okay.
It's near Nasik. It's just half an hour away from Nasik. It's a huge cantonment, an army cantonment.
Right.
And he was posted there, and we were at a party, and there was this wonderful lady who was a doctor. And her son was in my husband's regiment, serving with him.
Right.
And we'd call the mothers and parents, and she was there, and she got talking to me, and I must have said something to her. And so she asked me, Babu, have you been for Vipassana? So I said, what is that? And I said, I don't know what it is. So she says, एक technique है. So I said, अच्छा. So I said, क्यों ये technique क्या करती है? So she says, कठिन है. It's not easy, पर profound है और बहुत अच्छे results होते हैं. So I said, क्या करना पड़ता है? She says, 10 दिन मौन रखना पड़ता है. So मैंने वो 10 दिन मौन नहीं सुना, मैंने सुना 10 दिन वहाँ रहना पड़ता है. And so मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा. So I said, fine, मुझे भी करना है. तो ऐसी शुरुआत हुई थी. मैंने क्योंकि मैं अपने माहौल से 10 दिन अलग दूर जाना चाहती थी. I wanted to go for a retreat. So I agreed, and I told her to give me the address, and I contacted them. It was in Igatpuri. They have a huge center, a huge
the oldest
center, the oldest center.
Yes.
And that's how my journey began. And my husband and my mother-in-law both came with me in the car, and they drove me to Igatpuri. That was the first time I had been to Igatpuri. Beautiful, right on top of a hill. A world out of a world itself. And वहाँ से शुरुआत हुई, और अजीब ही शुरुआत थी, क्योंकि उन्होंने मुझे सीट नहीं दी. उन्होंने कहा ऐसे हम किसी को नहीं लेते हैं विपश्यना के लिए.
They have a process.
They have a process. Anyway, that's how the journey started with Vipassana. And I have never looked back. जो गई थी वहाँ पे, वो जब 10 दिन के बाद निकली, मैं वो नहीं थी. Physically, I was the same. But something inside of me completely altered. And like you said, अभी थोड़ी देर पहले आपने कहा कि silence is deafening. And आसान नहीं है. बिल्कुल आसान नहीं था. दूसरे दिन मैंने कहा कहाँ फंस गई, क्या कर लिया. मैंने बड़ा हल्ला किया, शोर मचाया, made a lot of noise, send me home. I don't want to be here. I never thought it's going to be like this. But how wonderful they were, each one there. There was a doctor resident, and it was beautiful. Guruji himself was in that shiver also. And उन्होंने बोला ठीक है, आपको भेज देते हैं, आप आज शाम वाला सिटिंग ले लो. करते करते अगला दिन हो गया, और बस फिर धीरे धीरे दिखना शुरू हुआ, महसूस होना शुरू हुआ, और 10 दिन निकल गए. And that was the transformation of my life.
थोड़ा सा डिटेल में, क्योंकि विपासना इज समथिंग बहुत लोगों का दिल है जाने का, है ना. मैं चाहूँगा कि आप जरिया बने, थोड़ा सा अपना अंदर एक्सपीरियंस बनाइए, क्या हुआ, कैसे हुआ. बिकॉज आपने बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग चीज़ बोली कि आपने मौन सुना नहीं था.
जी.
तो आपके लिए एक इंसान जिसको पता है कि 10 दिन मौन व्रत है,
हाँ
वो एक अलग प्रिपरेशन से जाता है, तो आपके लिए तो बिल्कुल ही
हाँ
डिफरेंट चीज थी। तो व्हाट हैपेंड विद यू इनसाइड?
हाँ। सो मौन मैंने सुना, बट ऐसे नहीं सुना कि वहाँ किस तरीके का मौन होता है। आई था चुप रहना, और मेरे जैसे बंदे के लिए चुप रहना उस वक्त आसान नहीं था। आई certainly not what I am today. I was not. I thought no end of myself. I thought I was a model and I was 6 feet 7 inches tall and नाक कहीं थी और बहुत कुछ था। वहाँ जाके सब कुछ बदल गया। सो विपश्यना कहूँगी कि बहुत बहुत ही खूबसूरत है, इन द सेंस कि विपश्यना एक्चुअली I went into silence for the first time. And the first time, पहली बार मैंने देखा कि कैसे हम विटनेस बन सकते हैं, ऑब्जर्वर बन सकते हैं। उसको क्या बोलेंगे हिंदी में, विटनेस एंड ऑब्जर्वर को?
गवाह।
हाँ, गवाह। जो मेरे साथ हो रहा है या जो चल रहा है, हाँ, मैं उसको देख रही हूँ। एंड स्वाभाविक सांस लेना है, ये नहीं कि काउंट करना है कुछ, बस स्वाभाविक श्वास लेना है। श्वास अंदर जा रहा है, बाहर आ रहा है। पहले 3 दिन तो श्वास पे ही ध्यान दिया, और सुबह 4 बजे से शुरू होता था। और सबसे पहली जो चीज़ बहुत लोगों को भी अटपटी लगती है कि रात का खाना नहीं खाते हैं। और मुझे लगा कि हाउ कैन दिस बी, मैं कैसे सर्वाइव कर सकती हूँ। ये बहुत छोटी छोटी चीज़ें हैं, लेकिन उस वक्त हर एक नॉर्मल इंसान के लिए बहुत बड़ी बात होती है जब हमने इन चीज़ों से गुजरे नहीं होते। सो व्हाट हैपन्स इन विपश्यना इस के एक डीप डाइव है। आप अंदर जाते हैं, झांकते हैं, थॉट्स चलती हैं, लगातार चलती हैं। थॉट्स तो चलती रहेंगी, थॉट्स तो कभी नहीं रुकती, एक ही बार रुकेंगी लाइफ में। लेकिन उन थॉट्स को देखना और स्वाभाविक तरीके से देखना एज अ विटनेस, वो इतना आसान नहीं था, क्योंकि बहुत कुछ उखड़ा। A lot of stuff came up, surfaced. A lot of stuff that was deep down in my consciousness showed up for me. Yet I would like to say that I probably had left off this work somewhere, maybe. I don't know about past life. I haven't done any of that. But there were a lot of things that I saw while I was meditating there, which I could not understand. I only know there were layers that came up. Now, what happens with Vipassana is it's very beautifully structured, and the teachers are amazing. Maun rakhna hai. You don't talk to one another as participants, लेकिन वहाँ धम्मा सेवक होते हैं, जो असिस्टेंट्स होते हैं। आप उनसे बात कर सकते हैं, अननेसेसरी नहीं, लेकिन अगर ज़रूरत पड़े तो उनसे बात कर सकते हैं। एंड सारा कुछ टेकन केयर ऑफ है, आपकी वॉशिंग, आपका खाना। आप भिक्षु की तरह आत्मसमर्पण करते हैं, आपसे लिखवा लेते हैं थोड़ा बहुत जो लिखना होता है। सो आप जाते हैं डाइनिंग हॉल में, थालियां हैं, आप उठा लेते हो और वहाँ आपको खाना सर्व किया जाता है। ऐसा नहीं कि आपको देंगे नहीं 2-3 बार, बट आपको सर्व करेंगे। और आप, वो फर्स्ट स्टेप मेरे लिए था आत्मसमर्पण का, सरेंडर। That I pick up a थाली and I put my थाली out भिक्षु की तरह, और कोई मुझे खाना दे रहा है। एंड फिर मैं नेक्स्ट सब्जी के पास जा रही हूँ, फिर नेक्स्ट के पास जा रही हूँ, और फिर मैं बैठ के वो खा रही हूँ। और फिर अपनी डिश, खैर इगतपुरी में तो डिश वॉशर्स हैं, वो वॉश कर देते हैं। देयर आर डिफरेंट सेंटर्स जिनके डिफरेंट रूल्स हैं। सो दैट वाज द फर्स्ट लर्निंग जहाँ मैंने आत्मसमर्पण किया। एंड देर आर ऑल काइंड्स ऑफ पीपल देयर। जब मैंने किया तब तो मेन एंड वुमेन हम इकट्ठा करते थे। सेंटर में एक मैट था, मेन एक साइड होते थे, वुमेन दूसरी साइड होती थी। अब तो वुमेन के लिए अलग शिविर होते हैं, मेन के लिए अलग शिविर होते हैं, बिकॉज बिलीव करते हैं कि एनर्जीज थोड़ी सी डिफरेंट है।
What is शिविर मैम?
शिविर इज अ कोर्स।
ओके।
हाँ, उसको शिविर को कोर्स कहते हैं, विपश्यना का कोर्स।
ओके, राइट।
एंड सो कठिन इसलिए लगता है, मैं ये भी हमेशा कहती हूँ, लोग मेरे पास आते हैं कि हमको करना है, मैं हमेशा उनको कहती हूँ ज़रूर करिए, लेकिन ये मत समझिए कि बहुत आसान है, ना ही समझिए कि ये बहुत कठिन है। बिकॉज़ अगर हम प्रीफिक्स के साथ जाएंगे तो हम बहुत कुछ सोचते हैं, अंदर झांकना पड़ेगा बिकॉज और तो कुछ करना ही नहीं है। हमने वहाँ साधना में बैठना है और आंखें बंद रखनी है और बोलना भी नहीं है। Now, why is it important not to talk? You know what, I asked this question to Guruji because see, when we keep talking, like I'm talking to you, I'm talking, you're talking, then I'm receiving what you're saying, so I'm building up whatever is there inside my head.
Right.
You got, so I am taking in more, even though I'm talking, I'm going on taking, I'm going on receiving. A lot of thoughts showing up. You know, I would create a certain thought, think of it a different way and all that. जब हम वहाँ मौन में रहते हैं और कम से कम बोलते हैं, तो वो क्या हो रहा है कि जो हम, वो सारा कुछ उखड़ के जाता है. There is nothing that we are feeding in more into. And even the food, बड़ा सात्विक भोजन है जो हम, सो दो ही चीज़ों से इंसान हम कहते हैं बीमार होता है, जो सोचता है और जो खाता है. और वो दोनों चीज़ें सात्विक हैं. वो अंदर फीडबैक नहीं है दिमाग को इतना, सो जो हम सोच रहे हैं, हम वर्कआउट कर रहे हैं. इट्स लाइक अ इमोशनल, मेंटल, फिजिकल वर्कआउट. और एक विचार आया और उस संवेदना हुई. संवेदना इज अ सेंसेशन. So there's a thought which creates a sensation, and that sensation creates a feeling, and a feeling creates an emotion, and those emotions give us our attitude. Right. And you begin to understand that so beautifully, that every thought we think creates a sensation on the physical body. And that is the experience that you receive in Vipassana. Saying it is different. So that is what Vipassana is all about. Every thought arising.
मैम, आपने जैसे कहा कि बहुत कठिन है, तो कठिन से मेरे मन में एक मोडालिटी आती है, आपने वो भी सीखा है, you've been part of it, आर्हाटिक योगा, प्राणिक हीलिंग का हिस्सा है. lot of people find it very difficult. मैंने खुद किया है. लंबी लंबी मेडिटेशंस हैं, बहुत सारी एक्सरसाइजिंग है, ब्रेथ वर्क है, बट कहते हैं कि उसका आपके इनर वर्ल्ड पे बहुत प्रभाव पड़ता है, बहुत सारी चीज़ें बदलती हैं उसको प्रैक्टिस करने के बाद. सो आई रियली वांट टू नो योर पर्सपेक्टिव, योर थॉट्स ओवर इट, कि क्या थॉट्स हैं आपके आर्हाटिक योगा को लेके. चैलेंजिंग ऑफ कोर्स.
सो कठिन थोड़ा मुश्किल है, मे बी अप्रोप्रिएट शब्द नहीं है, लेकिन चैलेंजिंग है क्योंकि उसके साथ हमें वो जूझना पड़ता है, जो कुछ जूझना पड़ता है, जो कुछ उखड़ता है उसके साथ. And yes, I am an arhatic yogi. And again, मैं कहूँगी कि मैं बहुत ही grateful हूँ, and I'm blessed, I would say. Really, I'm blessed. I express gratitude with every breath that I have been with master teachers.
Right.
And I think only a fortunate being would have experienced what I have.
Yes.
So my son was in Philippines.
Okay.
And at that time, and I went to the Philippines.
I think they have the main foundation.
Yes,
there.
They have the main foundation there. And my son and daughter-in-law had gone in for pranic healing already.
Okay.
उन्होंने विपश्यना भी की हुई है, तो उन्होंने pranic healing भी की. मैं जब वहाँ गई तो मैंने कहा कि मुझे I would like to go to the center, the arhatic center there. And so I went there to the center. And when I went to the center, it was wonderful because the master was there. His photos were there. His room, Master Cho's photos were there. All of it was there. And what is most beautiful is that I met Master Faith. She was one of his first.
Master Faith.
And when I met Master Faith, there was something wonderful that altered inside of me. कुछ हुआ तो मैंने उनको कहा कि मुझे ये करना है. मैं इसको एक्सपीरियंस करना चाहूँगी. जब
When you met Master Faith, you felt something different.
I felt कि मैं एक्सपीरियंस और भी ज़्यादा, बिकॉज बच्चों ने किया था. मैं मोस्टली लाइफ में ना बहुत कुछ एक्सपीरियंस करना चाहती रही हूँ शुरू से. तो मैंने कहा इसको भी मैं एक्सपीरियंस करती हूँ, बिकॉज टूल्स देते हैं, क्रिस्टल हैं जिसके साथ कुछ कुछ हम लोग करते हैं, वो सब था. मुझे क्रिस्टल्स भी बहुत अट्रैक्ट करते हैं, सुंदर चीज़ें मुझे बहुत अट्रैक्ट करती हैं. एंड तो मास्टर फेथ ने किसी को, बहुत सीनियर टीचर थे, उनको कहा और एक दिन में मुझे उन्होंने अकेले ही करवा दिया. सो ऑल ऑफ देम आई डिड alone, and then Master Faith herself in Master Chua's room. I was there and experienced his room, his energy. It was so beautiful that I could do all of this over there. And it's beautiful. There are processes. तो विपश्यना में भी अधिष्ठान करना है, बहुत कुछ है, processes है. काम तो भाई करना पड़ेगा. We will need to practice with patience and persistence, no matter what modality we follow. कुछ भी करेंगे, practice करना है. खाना भी तो खाते हैं ना जितना टाइम.
I think वो that is the key to this whole process.
Yes.
Because when meditations happened with me, तो मैंने आपसे जिक्र किया था रितु के बारे में, रितु कोचर. तो she has mentored me a lot. I'm very fortunate to have her as my mentor, my friend. तो जब मैं उनको पहली बार मिला था, तो उन्होंने मुझे पूछा which stayed with me for the longest period of time, and most importantly मैंने कभी सुना नहीं था वो लफ्ज़. उन्होंने मुझे कहा अपने आप पे काम करना चाहते हो. and I was like, what is this? ये क्या है? That thing, जैसे आपने बोला आपको क्रिस्टल फैसिनेट किए, मुझे वो, क्योंकि हमेशा हम काम कर रहे थे, एक्टर बनना है, बॉडी बनानी है, ये करना है, पैसे कमाने हैं. बट वो चीज़ मुझे बहुत फैसिनेट की कि अपने आप पे क्या काम करना होता है यार. अपने आप पे काम तो हमें तो यही पता है कि भाई उठना है, मतलब सेट पे जाना है, किसी ने ऑफिस जाना है, किसी ने जिम जाना है, किसी ने स्विमिंग पे जाना है. तो वहाँ से मेरी जर्नी भी स्टार्ट हुई. मुझे लगा कि यार हाँ, देन आई टोल्ड हर कि मुझे काम करना है अपने आप पे. ये क्या है, मुझे आप ये बताओ. एंड इट, as you said, कि it's not cutting, it's challenging. Because I think we need to put discipline into our lives. We need to bring a lot of discipline. और हमें शायद पता नहीं, I mean, I'm not blaming anyone. But the kind of society we live in, जैसे हम बड़े हुए हैं या जो भी चीज़ें होती हैं, शायद हमें, I'm sure there are a lot of fortunate people, there are fortunate souls जिनको बचपन से ही इन चीज़ों के बारे में बताया जाता होगा. But हम शायद इस थॉट के साथ बड़े होते हैं कि जब कभी दिक्कत आएगी तब इन चीज़ों की तरफ चल पड़ेंगे, तब अंदरूनी खोज के अंदर चल पड़ेंगे, तब इनर सेल्फ को ढूंढेंगे. और उसके कारण से हमारा माइंड मैम इस तरीके से वर्क करना शुरू कर जाता है कि भाई जिस दिन ज़रूरत पड़ेगी ढूंढ लेंगे.
सो दिस इज़ वंडरफुल व्हाट यू जस्ट सेड. हम अक्सर कहते हैं लोगों को, जब कहते हैं ज़रूरत पड़ेगी, तो हम अक्सर कहते हैं कि जब हम देखो सफ़र पे निकल रहे हैं, अगर समझो शिमला जा रहे हैं, वी गोइंग टू शिमला, we will carry what we need in the journey. If it is cold there, we'll carry blankets, we'll carry all the accessories. Our car is equipped, it's serviced, is everything done deal. And we do that, why? Just in case we need the things, we have the tools with us that we could use. And these are the tools that we could use, and we know how to use them if a challenge shows up for us. And when we continue to use the tools, जब हम ये practices करते रहते हैं, तो वो challenges की तरह नहीं महसूस होती, वो एक learning की तरह गुजर जाते हैं. बड़ा फ़र्क पड़ता है. और जितना जल्दी हम शुरू करते हैं इनको, वो challenges का रूप नहीं लेते हैं. वो आते हैं, चले जाते हैं, like the arising and the passing. You know, सूरज उगा है, ढलना है, रात हो गई है, सवेरा तो हो ही जाएगा. एक अप्रोच बदल जाती है. सो विच इज़ वंडरफुल व्हाट Ritu said to you, because I also know Ritu, and a lot of the Arhatic, a lot of the pranic healers have come to this Ananda Hall and done a lot. So it's beautiful, And what you said,
yes, ma'am, आपकी ज़िंदगी में लुइस है का बहुत prominently आपकी ज़िंदगी में उनके कोर्सेज, उनकी चीज़ें रही हैं. एंड when I met you, मुझे उससे पहले तो नहीं पता था, but that's the way I research with my guest, जिनके साथ भी मैं पॉडकास्ट करना चाहता हूँ. तो आपने मुझसे शेयर किया था, which is very similar to your mentor. She also healed her cancer, and you also had cancer. So please shed some light on that. कैसे हुआ वो आपके साथ, and how you came out of it.
So again, विपश्यना तो मैं कर रही हूँ बड़े सालों से, कर रही भी थी. एंड देन एक समय आया जब मुझे डायग्नोस किया डॉक्टर्स ने कि दैट यू नो यू हैव दिस cells within you and there is this disease. And before I set upon this completely talking about this, I would like to say that Vipassana was silence. Louise's work, Louise Hay she's written many books, millions of copies have sold as bestsellers. And like you said, that she has also been through this dis-ease. She's the one who doesn't write D-I-S-E-A-S-E. She likes to put it across as D-I-S-E-A-S-E, dis-ease.
Right.
It's very beautiful when you've divided that
Perspective has
word.
changed.
The entire, the way you perceive that word completely alters. So Louise's work gave language to the silence that Vipassana gave. So with Vipassana, lots of things surfaced, but there was nobody to really explain what is happening to me, because it's so much about silence. And it's so much about just being the witness and just being the observer. So some of us are not very patient. At that time, मैं इतनी patient नहीं थी. I needed answers. What's happening with me? What's happening in my body? क्या हो रहा है? So Louise's work gave language to my silence. Why I say that? जो कुछ उन्होंने लिखा as probable causes of dis-ease. She's written this beautiful book, which is a blue book. It was the first book she published, Heal Your Body. It's a tiny little book, but it is a must-have. I have it in my purse everywhere I go, in which she gives you the name of the disease. Then there are probable causes of the disease. There's a column. And then she offers you an affirmation that you could do to alter that. So we call them probable causes of disease because we're not saying that definitely ये है, but हमको पता है through experience, and she knew through experience that the probable causes have been the cause for a lot of people. So now coming back to the question that you asked me about my journey with cancer. So this was with the breasts. And it wasn't one side, it was both sides.
Both sides.
And again, the same son who was in Philippines was in Singapore.
Okay.
I'm blessed. We're blessed with two sons.
Yes.
And the younger one lives in Singapore. So we'd gone there, and my husband and I and my son said, Mom, let's go and show all your reports here. And let's get this sorted. And they were all clear कि अब इसको तो sort करना ही करना है, ये तो initial stages जो भी था. So we did go to the doctor, and forgetting the name of this big hospital, will come by and by. And we went there, and they took all my tests, etc. And this, they said that I would need to undergo surgery right away.
Okay. And
so when it came to surgery, being a meditator and having done all of the, I love to read also. पढ़ती भी मैं बहुत हूँ. Every place is with a book. For me, I thought that, with surgery, there's a kind of a gifted divine circuitry that is within us, which I don't think any human could ever put together. That's my belief, and I know it's the truth as well. When that's going to get cut, I mean, I'm meditating. I can just shut my eyes and, it takes me a few seconds to go into a space with just shutting my eyes and traveling through my entire body. I said, the circuitry breaks. How am I going to heal? There will be post-operative healing. So suddenly that thought popped up. Okay? So that came as a catch. Anyway, I told my husband that I do not want to go in for surgery. And
it was planned. All सब कुछ plan हो चुका था.
The doctor has said it was planned. So I said, give me time. And I said, I don't want to go through the surgery. And so we went back to the hospital, and we told the doctor that she don't want to go in for surgery. You give us the medication, etc., whatever you want to, etc., etc. The head of the department came down. She was a lady. I'm forgetting her name now. She was a Chinese lady. She came down. She said, this is not going to work, ma'am. You will need to get this removed. And so I said, okay, if you're so emphatic about it, what does it entail? कि मतलब क्या करना होगा? So she says, हम वो निकालेंगे, फिर वो ड्रेन डालेंगे, पाइप होगा. So I said, ठीक है, अगर करना है तो फिर दोनों साइड इकट्ठा करेंगे. So she says, no, इकट्ठा दोनों नहीं होगा. It will have to be one side, and then we'll take it as it comes, which would probably 3 months to 6 months of recovery, how your body fares with it. So that somehow didn't work for me. And so I said, why not both? Because she said, you need to sleep on your side. You might need to turn your side. So it'll be difficult. I understand. Very rightly, she knows what she's talking about. And I will give her due. Wonderful lady she was. So anyway, we came back home and I told my husband, I'm not going to go through this process, because she had also said to me that it would be almost a year. So that means now I'm walking around, at that time I said, I'm walking around with low-grade fever and I don't have any discomfort really, except that I get tired easily.
आपको सिर्फ लो ग्रेड फीवर होता था?
Low grade fever था, मैं थक जाती थी, and there were lumps. ठीक है ना? Typical. And my immune system wasn't very good, you know, बीमार सा थोड़ा सा रहना, things like that used to happen.
Normal to happen that condition.
Yes. So I said, that's all, but I'm not in bed. I can still move around and do whatever I feel like. So having said that, I said, if they're giving me 1 year, then I would like to give myself the choice of 1 year without the surgery. Give me 6 months. I said, we won't take it to 1 year. Give me 6 months to try different things. मैं खुद को 6 महीने देना चाहती थी, ताकि मैं different modalities को try out कर सकूं, जिनके बारे में मैंने पढ़ा था, सुना था. And of course मुझे विपश्यना और साधना में बहुत बहुत यकीन था, because power lies within us, and I thought कि मुझे ये सबको मौका देना है. And inside me something was telling me कि give yourself a chance. So with the result, we decided against the surgery, and कोई खुश नहीं था मेरे साथ, because वो सारे fearful थे, worried थे, because when you love somebody then you don't want them. But here I, you know, stood that no.
You stood your ground.
Yeah, I stood my ground. That gave me this 6 months. And the doctor said, you may not last this 1 year. I said, I'll take it as it comes. So...
मैम, क्या एज थी आपकी उस टाइम पे?
This was maybe 20 years back, I think.
20 years back.
Because my son,
So
younger son, was not married. Yeah.
You must be in the late 50s that time?
Now I'm 72, 71, 72 I am.
Okay,
now.
you are 72 now, so 20 साल पहले की बात है, early 50s, 51, 52, right? तो मैम, as it's unfortunate कि अब तो बहुत सारी और बीमारियां भी आ गई हैं, but still cancer is something monstrous.
Yes.
As अभी आपने बोल दिया कि आपको डॉक्टर ने भी कह दिया था कि शायद आप सर्वाइव ही ना करो, 6 महीने साल आपके पास शायद है नहीं, the countdown has begun.
Yes.
तो कहाँ से मैम वो करेज कहाँ से आया आपके पास कि that I still want to take a chance, I want to take this gamble? कैसे?
So सबसे पहले तो again it's this inner, there's this inner ding, this inner thing, this, call it intuition or my heart. Because I didn't want to get cut. I had read Louise's book way back, many years back.
उससे पहले पढ़ी हुई थी आपने?
हाँ, मैंने इनकी छोटी बुक पढ़ी हुई थी. उस समय मुझे ये किताब ब्लू बुक हील योर बॉडी, आई हैड नॉट बीन एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड इट, बिकॉज you've got to be at the right place, right time to get everything, I think. And I had read it, so maybe that's why it was already there in my subconscious, and I knew she had healed of this. And that was there at the back of my mind, and that was something that I hadn't told my husband and my son, that let me explore, let me find out. And so with that, what happened is when I came back, I set out. I had already certified myself as a naturopath. मैंने naturopathy की हुई थी. So I knew that there are a lot of, different herbs and things like that. So I came back, I altered my diet, I met Ayurvedic doctors, I met homeopathic doctors. I have a lot of doctors that I knew. And of course, Vipassana was there. My practice increased. I would sit in Adhishtan as often as I possibly could. And, I could just still my body. And I came to a point where it was like doing a CAT scan of my own body in Vipassana, sitting in that state. And I could see, okay, this part is feeling like a burning here. This organ is here. And I could feel the burning in my heart, in the chest area, a lot of it. And I just said that there is something that's really burning here and I need to read some more. So I picked up Louise's book once again. I read The Heal Your Body, and then I began to read The Heal Your Life, and I began to find out about her. I went to an expo in New Delhi. This was in the Habitat Center, a Life Positive Expo. I give full credit to Life Positive as well. They don't have the expos anymore. They still have their magazine, which I have put articles there as well. And there I met one lady at the stall. And I would mention her, Shalini Kalra she was. She had a stall and she had Louise's books there. And she's the one who told me that Louise has courses, but not happening in India. They happen abroad. And there was another person whose seminars I had attended, Sampurna, and she was also talking a lot on forgiveness and about Louise. So that was the starting point, right? I was already...
This was happening during that 1 year you have taken for yourself.
Yes. Immediately when I came back. So I was clear that, how, somebody tells you 6 mahine hai, you've got 6 months. So you're on the fast track then. And I know it wasn't easy. I would travel, I'd go by the Shatabdi to Delhi and come back in the evening by the Shatabdi. But I started off that. हिम्मत तो अंदर होती है, हम उसको टैप ही नहीं करते. सबके अंदर हिम्मत होती है. आपने जो मुझे पूछा ना कहाँ से आई, the power lies within us. We've just got to tap it and, be very clear. And faith and trust in the higher intelligence. That if I'm meant to be, and my mother and father used to say, Jinne sa likhe ne, onne sa ta lene ne. So, my father's, that Punjabi phrase came up for me. So, coming back to this, I was on Ayurvedic medications. I had taken, my diet was different. And I traveled all the way to England. There was a course that was happening there. I went to Birmingham and I went through this entire training to become a Heal Your Life teacher.
Right.
Not even the 2-day workshop. I went straight in to become a trainer. And there are some amazing exercises that come up. We do the 2-day workshop first. The signature workshop of Louise's is the 2-day workshop. And the 2-day workshop is extraordinary in the sense the first day you are becoming aware of anger, resentment, fear, guilt, all those emotions that are sitting inside of us, right? And in that awareness, you begin to understand what is happening in my life. Why is this happening in my life? Why my relationships turning out a certain way? How am I being a certain way? And the second day, we begin to do exercises that allow us to release what we have become aware of through acceptance. You begin to accept. So the key things that I learned in the training were awareness, acceptance, allowing so that I could release and let go of all the stuff that I had gathered inside of me since a child to the stage that I had reached then as someone who had been diagnosed with this killer disease.
Forgiveness started to sink in.
Yes. And that is when I became aware that I have a lot of anger and resentment. Anger had turned from childhood anger had turned into resentment. जिसकी तह बन गई थी अंदर. I had bottled it up. I have also been asthmatic as a child. Asthma tha mujhe, which I got over in Vipassana. And I saw why I got over asthma in Vipassana, because like I said, Louise's work gave language to the silence. When I was doing Vipassana, I only knew that I never got an attack of asthma ever again in my life. But when I did Louise's work, I understood why I never got that attack ever again. There was so much of stuff that was bottled up in the lungs, all inside my body that I needed to let go of, that wouldn't let me breathe, that was choking me. And the area from my throat down up to my waist was all choked up with a lot of resentment and a lot of stuff that I had bottled up. And forgiveness was the only bridge to release all of it.
I really want to talk about this thing because you have replaced surgery.
Yes.
You have replaced medications
Yes.
and such other traumatic procedures of
Yeah.
going under knife and
Yes.
other things. Probably life would have been different for you.
Yes.
I don't know, good or in a good or bad way.
Yes.
How much you are a true example I have in front of me. And I really want for people to understand this, that कितना मैटर करता है जो हम अपने अंदर ये गुबार लेकर चल रहे हैं, गुस्सा लेकर चल रहे हैं दूसरों के प्रति, या हमारे पास्ट ट्रॉमास हैं, या हमारे बचपन के ट्रॉमास हैं, या कुछ भी चीज़ें हैं, हमारे हार्ट ब्रेक्स हैं, बी विद गर्लफ्रेंड बॉयफ्रेंड्स,
Yes.
बी इट विद फ्रेंड्स, बी इट विद पेरेंट्स. किस तरीके से हम उस फॉरगिवनेस को अपनी लाइफ में अप्लाई कर सकते हैं सो दैट लाइक योरसेल्फ, क्योंकि ये चीज़ें किसी के साथ भी हो सकती
Yeah.
हैं, एंड इन जनरल लाइफ ऑल्सो कैन गेट बेटर,
Yes.
not only when unfortunate diseases and these
Absolutely.
kind of things happen. How we can really apply forgiveness? What is the mantra to apply forgiveness?
So really, we open the doorways to love, actually. You know, infinite love is there for us. And through these processes, we actually begin to open. वो दरवाजे खुलने शुरू हो जाते हैं. And it is a beautiful journey. And see, we say in our work and that the heart is love. Okay? And the doorway to the heart, the bridge that we need to cross, is the bridge of forgiveness. Right? Because until we cross that bridge, we cannot experience love in the way it really is. And forgiveness is not about other people, really. Forgiveness begins with us ourselves. For the way we may have reacted and allowed the other person to hurt us. Nobody can plant anything in our head or in our heart. ठीक है ना, वो तो सामने वाला तो सिर्फ कह रहा है.
Yeah.
He's only saying, we accept what they are saying as the truth. We allow what they are saying to hurt us. We have the power to understand that it is their perception. It is not necessarily the truth. So that is the first place where my forgiveness began. I learned and began to forgive myself for believing so many things that I had believed as the truth about myself. First thing when I started, I told you that I was a different kind. I was unique. I had not like we 4 siblings. I was different from all 4 of them. Mangta होना, some, किसी भिक्षु ने, किसी ने आना, बिना पूछे जो मुझे मिलना मैंने उसको दे देना. मतलब मेरा बहुत मन करता था किसी को कुछ दे दूं. डॉग्स, एनिमल्स, मेरी जान अभी भी हैं. तब भी मैंने चल पड़ना, कोई डॉग होना, उसको उठा के ले आना, ऐसी चीज़ें मैं करती रही हूँ. पर उसके लिए मुझे बहुत डांट खानी पड़ती थी मॉम से, बिकॉज ये यूजुअल नहीं था. लेकिन डांट खानी पड़ती थी बिकॉज मॉम डरती थी कि एवे she'll walk away with somebody, किसी के साथ चल पड़ेगी, कुछ करेगी, इसको समझ नहीं है, things like that. So what happened was, the beginning of this was, I began to think that there is something wrong with me. Right? That's the first seed that was sown. I would say things, I would see things. I would say, okay, Mom, that car is going in front of us. That's going to meet with an accident. I still remember that incident. बहुत सारी चीज़ें मुझे याद नहीं है. लेकिन मुझे ये किस्सा याद है कि we were sitting at the back with my dad was driving. We were again in Pune. I lived a lot in Maharashtra. I love Maharashtra. And we're sitting at the back and there was a car in front of us. And I just told my mom, Mom, मेरा ना टायर फट जाना कार दा. In Punjabi, I told her.
Mhm.
So, and lo and behold, that happened.
फट गया?
Huh? And that was one of the things I remember. And why I remember? Because it was traumatic for me. I didn't understand what I had done. I just spoke. I was a 4 to 5 year old child. But the impact was great because my mother afterwards looked at me that, what nonsense are you talking? So my mother started getting frightened of anything that I would say. She became conscious of what I would say because there must have been a few things that I said. I don't remember. I got fearful. What happened with that is I became a quiet child because whenever I would say something, I would get the shut up call in the English language. Ke chup kar. Bahta boli da nahi hunda. Or don't talk too much. Zyada baat nahi karte hain. And I became a quiet child. And I began to bottle up stuff. I wouldn't express myself, right? If things happened, I wouldn't share. And so with all of these things beginning to happen, there was a lot of stuff that went inside. First time that I remember anger really settling in, Mom ke prati gussa aaya. I began to get angry with my mother because she made me so conscious of everything that I would say. And she became very watchful of every movement of mine. And I kind of felt as if I was losing out. That time I didn't understand. Now I understand. I kind of lost my freedom. I lost my freedom of speech. And so that's the first time that I experienced anger. Then anger started showing up with siblings. We 4 of us. And stuff started happening between us children. But I couldn't complain. I wouldn't complain, thinking that my mother would not understand me. And again, as many children do even today, I have a lot of children who also come to me. A lot of parents who come to me. And this is one thing through experience that I have learned. It has a great impact on children when they're not allowed to express themselves. And by and by, I became an angry child. And I remember that my mother in Punjabi would say, "Ede nak te makhi nahi bendi." I never understood what she said. I didn't understand what that meant. I just thought, because I was studying in an English school, I studied with Irish nuns. And now people find it abroad that, oh, you studied with the nuns. How was it? It was beautiful for me. They were very amazing to me. I think that's been the most beautiful phase of my life. I would go to school, and at home we had the Guru Granth Sahib because my mother, had the scriptures at home. So at home I would bow down. In school I would go straight to the chapel and I would kneel down and I would pray. And over there in the chapel I would say things. Okay. I would say things, and then I would speak to my teachers. But I noticed that I became an irritable, angry child. And I know it was hard for my mother to manage me because I really didn't like listening to anything my mother said to me. And it was like a rebel. The only person I ever listened to was my father. My father became my dearest friend. He would plait my hair. I would get him to plait. I had long hair. He would plait my hair, send me to school. I would go for walks with him and everything. I mean, I was more like a daddy's girl. So I gradually now understand that there was also resentment that came up for me because my brothers and sisters could sit with my mother in her lap and share whatever they wanted to share. But I never felt that I had the space to do that. Now, there was nothing wrong with my mother. It was my perception. I am the one who never went and sat in her lap. I am the one who always chose my father's lap. But I'm the one who went into resentment thinking my mother doesn't love me. So actually, that is where all of this nurturing and nourishment and the anger and the resentment got set in, which I understood much later. And all of that anger and resentment also, along with it came guilt. Atma glani, jisko in Hindi mein kehte hain, there was guilt. Guilt for not being the best daughter. Guilt for not being the way my mother would have wanted me to be. Guilt for not being, there was a lot of guilt involved because I started doing things that I wished to. That I've always been very clear-headed about what I want to take on for myself in my life. So all of these things, anger, resentment, fear came in that, oh, she's going to ask me to shut up. Fear came in, she's not going to allow me to do that. So there was fear. And there was guilt also after I became angry and resentful towards her. So why I am telling you so much about all of this is because the breasts are all about nurturing.
Yes, you shared with me that there's a particular reason why breast cancer happened in women.
A probable cause.
Probable cause is the right word. And I really like that you should explain it, elaborate it a little more. That because cancer is one of that diseases that we really couldn't find the reasons कि क्यों होता है, क्या कारण होते हैं. It's never probably smoking, it's never that drinking or eating habits. It always has its hidden reasons that why cancer happened. So according to you, please elaborate this more.
So see, basically we usually say that there's cancer eats into the body.
Cancer eats into the
body. It eats into that body part, isn't it? Wherever it sets in. And resentment eats into the body. And resentment is killing. Because it doesn't allow you the freedom to be. You kind of get caught up and you get dark and all shrunk up. And that's how I describe it and how I probably was inside of it. So it could be, and most of our emotions, feelings that we are dealing with, that we've bottled up, come from childhood. And not that our parents were wrong, they're beautiful. They raised us the way they knew how to raise us, isn't it? And how they probably were raised. So it's very important to understand their parenting. My mother came from Lahore after partition. She had studied in Lahore and she had seen the aftermath of the partition, what girls went through. So she was a very fearful woman. She was strong, but fearful of women as such, and how girls need to be and what can happen to girls. So she always dwelled in that trauma, and she was very conscious of how she raised me and my sister, the both of us, inside of what she had seen that had happened to girls. My mother had already just gotten married in 1947, so she came to India at that point of time. But the stories and all of what my grandfather, grandmother and everyone told her, because my grandfather was a lawyer in Lahore. So I'm just giving us, when I'm talking of parents, we need to understand their childhood, where they were coming from, instead of blaming them that my mother was this way, so this happened to me and this is what it is. It's very important to understand that. And since I'm talking to you and I want the message to go out to people, it's very important for us to release past traumas, all that we've kept inside of us. We're human beings. This is a journey. We will experience anger. We will experience fear. We will experience different kind of emotions.
Right.
We will not make them wrong. We will begin to become aware of them, accept them, and then be willing to release them through the practices and different modalities that we are all talking about right now. And that's what we do in our Heal Your Life workshops. Our Heal Your Life workshops are called Love Yourself and Heal Your Life. It's very important, the word love. Because loving ourselves the journey, we will cross that bridge of forgiveness to come to a point of really learning to love ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because along this life's journey, we forget, हम भूल जाते हैं, हम प्यार अपने आप को करना भूल जाते हैं. And a lot of women, I find, especially in India, मैंने देखा, it's all about serving other people.
Mm.
You know, it's about doing for this one, doing for my children, doing for my husband, doing for my in-laws, doing for my parents and everybody else, and we become the last priority. I can say that for myself because that is what I became. I started seeking love outside. The anger, pleasing other people. Okay, I'll do this for you. So, you know, I would get acknowledgement and appreciation. I started doing that for my mother a lot. But it always had an adverse, because there was an agenda behind it. I was not really loving her. I was doing things so that she would do something for me. It was all conditional. So most of us, we're doing things for everybody else. But what about us?
Mm-hmm.
Our cup gets empty. Mine had gotten empty. I was burning out. And that is when the realization dawned on me. And the first, मुझे ये थोड़ी सी चीज़ें, when I went for Vipassana, I got wind of a few things. That there is such a lot of stuff inside of me that's coming up. I didn't even know. It started then. Then the cancer thingy came up. And then, of course, reading Louise's book, and then at the workshop, at the training, there was so much clarity that I had so much of baggage to let go. कितना कुछ मैं अपने कंधों पे बोझ लेके चल रही थी, अपने हार्ट के अंदर मैं बहुत कुछ लेके चल रही थी जिसको निकालना पड़ेगा. एंड वो मैंने करना शुरू किया. So when I came back, and I let go also a lot in the training, but I came back and I started practicing it. Vipassana तो मैं कर ही रही थी बहुत. I began to lead these workshops. I started giving it away to people. I started talking to people. So अगर आप मुझे correctly पूछोगे कि what actually healed me, I cannot pinpoint one thing.
Right. It was a process.
It was a process, and we are all work in process. I'm still work in process, right? I'm still practicing everything, being mindful. The only difference is, first I didn't know how to process. पहले बहुत दिन लग जाते थे. It took me days. It took me probably months and years. Now, it's quick. Immediately I have thought of something or said something to someone, straight away I say to myself, sorry, Babu, cancel, cancel, cancel. And I send love to that person and to myself. I go to the mirror and say, Babu, it's all right. It's okay. It's all right. So these are practices. Now I'm sitting with you. After a little while, I'm going to be saying to myself, good job, Babu. So these are practices. It's not vanity. Loving yourself is not arrogance. It is acknowledging and appreciating who you are and learning to say no instead of saying yes all the time. Big one. So it's important for us to learn to say no.
Right.
Which we say is also honoring boundaries and setting boundaries.
Yeah.
तो ये सीखना बहुत ज़रूरी है. And when I say setting boundaries is that the other person gets a sense that enough is enough. And honoring boundaries is also that you honor other people's boundaries. So it's a two-way thingy. That you honor that this one has said, now I will not be able to do this particular or work this particular way for you. So it's important to learn to honor and set boundaries, which it's not only women, but I think in India a lot of women go through this more. ज़्यादा women को ये experience करना पड़ता था, especially जब मैं younger थी. अब तो ये word बहुत frequent है, prevalent है और बहुत सारे लोग इसके बारे में बात कर रहे हैं. So why is it important? इसकी अहमियत क्यों है कि हमें अपने आप के ऊपर टाइम देना है. We ourselves, see, this is This body is a temple. We need to revere this temple. इसका ध्यान रखना है, इसको किस किस चीज़ की ज़रूरत है. If I keep my cup full, only then what I pour up will. Loving yourself is important, and there are ways to love ourselves. What I found is when I got not well and I got the diseases, I understood where I was keeping myself stuck. I had beliefs, I had thoughts, and I was seeking acknowledgement and appreciation outside versus looking within and allowing myself to feed my own self with my own love. And that's what I learned, and that's the message I want to give out to women, that we can honor boundaries with loving kindness also. I find when we use this word boundaries, people start getting rude and saying, I won't do this, I can't do this, mere se ye nahi hota, wo nahi hota. This can be put across with loving kindness. Like if you're exhausted, having done something all day, I'm talking about if you're in the field of work, you could say that I need a little break, give me a little time, I'll think about it and I'll do it. Okay? So there are ways that could be put across with loving kindness. Remember, the person on the other side cares for you. Our thoughts create our reality. People and situations around us are mirrors of our thoughts. What we are thinking is actually what is showing up, we are perceiving in other people. So if we think that the person across is supporting me and is on my side, surely they will listen to you when you tell them that this is a moment where I need to back up for a little while. So we're living in families. Allow families to support us. We're living, if not in families, you have friends around you. Maybe we have a workspace where there are colleagues around us. Remember that we are here in oneness to support one another, and nobody out there is there to get us. So when we begin to think that we are here to support one another, we will have the courage and the strength to say no, and that is very important, to operate from there.
No, I think this gets a little wider. This discussion थोड़ी बड़ी है, थोड़ी deeper है, because I think that is something very fortunate अगर सामने वाले लोग वैसे हैं.
Yes.
Now, being a man, I'm saying this, and I'm sure, as you mentioned,
Yes.
earlier days, it was difficult for women.
Yes.
I'm sure it's still very difficult for women. But as a guy, as a man, I can say this, that's difficult for everyone.
Yes.
Because I think everyone is not enlightened, to ready to work on themselves.
Yes.
And sometimes people are not just happy that someone is standing for themselves. Someone needs time for themselves. Someone wants to work on themselves. I think it's a ये जो बातें हैं, कई बार हमारे लिए, मुझे ऐसा लगता है, मेरा पर्सपेक्टिव में मैं गलत भी हो सकता हूँ शायद, कई बार ये बातें हैं और ये बातों में ही रह जाती हैं ये बातें. जब हम इनको अप्लाई करने जाते हैं, बहुत सारे चैलेंजेस आते हैं उस टाइम पे. कई बार अपने आप को प्यार करना, उसको एरोगेंस लिया जाता है, सेल्फ इंडल्जेंस लिया जाता है, सेल्फिशनेस लिया जाता है. तो I think we just need to stand. I've been listening to you from past 20 minutes. तो मैं उस टाइम पे यही सोच रहा था कि I think be it a girl, be it a boy, or whosoever it is, we need to stand for ourselves.
Yes.
On the right causes, on the right things, to work on ourselves. Otherwise, वो चीज़ हो नहीं पाएगी.
Yeah. So the thing here is, definitely you stand up for yourself. But when we start getting mindful, see, we don't need to seek outside for love. It's already there. We've got to learn to start acknowledging ourselves. और जो आपने कहा ये, it's challenging, you said, that's because we've gotten tuned. We've begun to believe that. Okay? A little baby, if he wants something, he'll scream for it. Okay, if a little baby is hurt, he'll cry. If a little child is hungry, he will cry. There are so many houses around who will hear if he's not answered. है ना? So, ये people's prejudices and our parenting tapes make us believe that we are meant to be a certain way. हम लोग कुछ चीज़ें करने लग जाते हैं for society, and it's understandable. And आजकल लोग, people have begun to understand also what are boundaries. I find a lot of men, I find my own sons supporting their wives, where men never did the things that children nowadays are doing for one another, and it's worth acknowledging. Supporting your partner, because women are out working and supporting, doing things, walking side by side. So it's a balance. What I mean is, we need to create a balance in our lives. Learning to say no when we're saying yes is actually creating a balance. And I'm talking from the perspective of dis-ease. Every disease is like a message to us from our body that something is amiss, something is out of order, there is something that's not in balance, because life is all about a balance.
Moderation.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's we take it as it comes, and the past is over, and the future we haven't seen. It's an illusion. It is this present moment that we're here for. So live this to the fullest.
Claro.
And we'll take it as it comes. And yes, it may not be easy to lump it like that, because with the multitasking and a lot of things that we're doing, but that's where once again I come back to stillness. That's once again where I come back to 5 minutes of silence. Breathe. Give yourself some time to breathe. We're not even giving our little children time to breathe. When is the time that any child went outside and gazed into the sky and started counting the stars, or just gazed and did nothing at all?
They're counting stars.
Children, they're counting stars in the cell phone probably, and what they're getting in their copies. They're really not getting the time to breathe. This is my experience. So everybody, it's time to breathe, and the body and the mind and spirit, when they align, life really moves with ease and with grace. But that alignment is what goes out of order. The car has 4 wheels, and you take it for alignment. If one is out of order, the car will not function properly, the drive is not okay. You say, something's amiss with my car today. I don't know whether you still do wheel alignment. Way back we used to do wheel alignments. I think now all the alignments are already done. But this is an old phrase I'm talking, and we call our these seminars, etc., we call them workshops, because in my language I tell people, workshop is where you come to put things that have gotten a little out of order.
Wheel alignment.
Yeah. So we're just aligning everything in order.
Love the perspective.
Yes. So we're just doing that, and it's wonderful to stop, think, and get aligned. Mind, body and spirit, and move ahead, because it's your life, and live it to the fullest.
Ma'am, correct me if I'm wrong. कहते हैं कि मतलब जब when we pray, जब पूजा करते हैं भगवान से, तो हम मांगते हैं, भगवान से मांगते हैं. कहते हैं जब हम मेडिटेट करते हैं, हम अंतरात्मा से मांगते हैं. Where does God stand?
Yeah. So wonderful, a deep dive here.
Yeah.
So see, God or universe, spirit, the higher intelligence, जिसकी हम बात करते हैं, रब, भगवान, ईश्वर, जो भी है, outside नहीं है. Doesn't exist outside, is already within us. We are a spark of that universe. And if that higher intelligence resides within us, resides within me, and resides within you, and I see the good and the God within you, and I honor that, well, that's where the journey is. There's nothing outside. So praying is something versus affirming that it already exists. Because all of that we are wanting already exists for us. All we need to do is to believe it exists. So it's about the thoughts that we begin to change. That's where manifestation comes in. And actually spirituality is that spirituality recognizes no gender firstly, man, woman, ye sab. There is no separation, we are all one, okay? And the other thing, this is how I recognize it, and the other thing is that everything, all answers reside within me. I align myself and speak to my own higher self and create and get the message how I can create what I wish to. For me, it's show me the way. I see clearly now.
I'm just elaborate manifestation
Yeah.
in simple words. किस तरीके से manifestation हो सकती है, किस तरीके से manifestation की जा सकती है. Because I think बहुत सारे लोग subconsciously उनका दिल करता है कि मैं अपने लिए ये लाइफ मैनिफेस्ट करूँ, ये गाड़ी मैनिफेस्ट करूँ, ये घर मैनिफेस्ट करूँ. What is the simplest thing you have to offer us when in manifestations?
Yeah. So, see, like I said, all answers lie within us. Everything is within us. Happiness is not out there. Happiness is right here, where I am right now. Joy is where I am right now, being mindful moment to moment here. Now, affirmations are not reading like a parrot or something you've written, or you tell me, write an affirmation for me. जो आपके मन से, दिल से निकलता है, that the universe will hear. So we are high vibrational energetic beings. We have a frequency. The highest frequency is of love. That's scientifically proven. It has a very high frequency. So when we intend from there, having said that I already have it and experience it in simple words, that I have this, I am this, and you feel it and you experience it, well, the universe hears you. Difference ye hai that it may not come to you right back on. There is a cosmic kitchen. There is an order that you have placed. It's called the cosmic kitchen. What do you call it? Antariksh. What do you call it? The world, the universe. You go to a kitchen, go to a hotel, okay? And you call the gentleman and you place an order. I want this and I want salt and I want pepper, or I don't want pepper and I want this sauce, la. And the person writes your order and he takes it and he goes into the kitchen and then he prepares it for you. We don't go after him into the kitchen and tell him, give it to me. Once he's made it ready the way it is meant for you, he will bring it for you. And that is how the universe works. It hears you, by the way. And again, I want to say something very important here. We have approximately about 70,000 thoughts a day.
Yes.
Okay? And we're thinking all the time. Every thought we think is an affirmation. Every thought we think. हर एक चीज जो हम सोच रहे हैं affirmation है. The key here is to understand and recognize, what am I thinking all day? Am I thinking happy thoughts all day, or am I thinking unhappy thoughts most of the day? Are they positive or are they negative? If I am thinking 60,000 negative thoughts all day and I say, okay, I have affirmed 10 times or so many times, what is the universe going to hear? Vibrations that are going to go up. It's going to hear only that. And you will get back what you send out. So what you give out comes back to you multiplied, remember. That is why it was said, speak with loving kindness, speak joyful words, speak kind words. It comes back to you multiplied. And often we think, I didn't say anything, but you thought it. And what you thought will definitely get conveyed. So we need to be mindful every moment, and when there are unhappy thoughts or thoughts that are scary that we don't like, all we need to do is to replace them. Replace them with any happy thought. But you will need to become aware that I'm having these kind of thoughts all day. So that is why we say doing affirmations. We call it doing affirmations because we are asking for something as if it is present now in this moment, already there, in the personal, positive and present tense. I am, I have. Okay, so that is very important also for us to understand how we ask, envisioning, visualizing with your eyes closed all that you wish to have and then saying it aloud as well and intending it. Intending it, putting everything together and intending it, the universe will give it to you. So what you give out comes back to you, multiplied, is the first point of Louise's philosophy.
It will come back to us in many folds.
Multiplied, many. So if you give out anger, sure enough.
So now in the simplest words, how to love ourselves. In just plain simple words. कैसे कर सकते हैं हम प्यार खुद को?
हाँ. So see, loving ourselves is important, like I've told you.
Yeah.
And we've just spoken about it. So बहुत अच्छे से we've created a few points like Louise has, and I would also like to say that I have trained with Rick and Patricia.
Yeah.
Patricia is the person who is our master teacher now that Louise has transitioned. And Rick and Patricia have heart-inspired presentations and they're taking this work forward. And they're the ones who've got the trainings going and they're training us and all of us inside of it. So when we lead our workshops and we talk so much about love and then people go through all the release work and they notice that I've got so much of anger within me, I've got guilt and all the stuff that shows up, and now it's time to release and let go. Often we're asked, how do we love ourselves? How can we love ourselves? There's so much, like initially we were talking, there's so much happening. How do we love ourselves? So the first point that we say is give up criticism, judgment, and blame. So mostly you would have seen, आपने देखा होगा कि हम बहुत quick हैं किसी को criticize करने को, अपने आप को. We very quick at criticizing ourselves. Now, criticizing ourselves it shrinks us. It doesn't do us any good. Blame. Who gave us the authority to blame anybody? Who are we to judge anybody? So in our work, we say there is nothing right and nothing wrong. It is the perception that makes it so. What is right for me may not be right for you. What is wrong in my eyes may be right in your eyes. But we will stop all criticism.
Right.
So when we begin to practice this, you will notice the first time when it comes to criticism, you didn't do this, you didn't do that, or I didn't do this, or you're so funny, why can't you listen, why can't you get up in time, why can't you sleep in time? All of this we're doing, and we're berating ourselves all the time, and that's the dialogue, inner dialogue, and we begin to believe that we are not worthy, and we land up in self-esteem, or I'm not good enough because I can never do things the way they're meant to be done. Right. And then there's judgment, and then there's blame. Oh, see, you never did it, you couldn't do it. So then we're asking you also to forgive. That's another point. How to love yourself, which I said, it is the bridge. The past is over. We're carrying past baggage. All anger comes from the past. This is very important. All anger comes from the past. Usne mujhe ye bola, that one said this to me, that one did this to me, usne ye kiya, wo kiya. It's all coming from the past. And fear is always about the future. And future humne dekha nahi hai. The future is an illusion. We haven't seen it. But we're either dwelling in the past or in the future. We're dwelling in the past or the future. Last time they did this, now again if I do this, they'll do that. And we keep going back and forth and back and forth. We're hardly ever living in this present moment now. So it's time to let go of all past baggage, and that is where forgiveness comes in. It's over. It's not happening now. What is happening right now is that we are replaying that story. It's only a story. So we will need to learn to let go of that story and create a new story for our life right now, this moment, here.
Yes.
Right? And we will also be gentle and kind to our mind. Uska kya matlab hai? Gentle and kind to our mind. When we criticize ourselves, blame ourselves, we're saying, tu aisa hai, you're like this, or you're like this, you're like this, I'm like this, I'm like this. So, we have a lot of thoughts. Right? Now, the thoughts come up for a particular reason. We may be going through something, kuch ho raha hai, isliye aise vichar aa rahe hamare. Right? So we will be kind and we will acknowledge that, okay, this thought came up at that time it was required, now I release you and let you go. So these are awarenesses.
Yes.
We will be gentle and kind to our body. That is also not loving ourselves when we put on so much weight. When we are getting sickly, we can be gentle and kind to our body also by taking the required diet. We could also give our body the nutrition that it needs, the fuel that it needs. Also, you could be kind to your body by taking care of it. You could go to the gym. Now, that doesn't mean that nowadays everybody wants to go to the gym and you also have to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Well, you could find what you like.
Some other
You
form of
could,
exercise.
yeah, you could go cycling, any other form. So what is your fuel? Look at that and be kind to your body. Right? Bring joy into your life. Remember the time, what you enjoyed the most when you were a child. What did you enjoy doing? बहुत सारे हम लोग भूल चुके हैं कि हमको किस बात से सबसे ज़्यादा आनंद आता था. पतंग उड़ाते थे, लड़कियां स्टापू खेलती थी, हॉप, you know, all of those skipping and seven tiles and all of those things. We've forgotten all that. Painting, creativity, singing, whatever it is, bring the joy back into your life now. I promise you, this is called loving yourself. It's very important. And another way to love yourself is going to the mirror, which I mentioned earlier, and saying to yourself in the mirror, you did a good job. I appreciate you. I respect you. And I love you. You don't have to wait for other people to say, I love you. Because I don't know who's going to say, I love you to you. Or nobody else might, you know, we don't really know. But you can say to yourself, kyunki wo khorak hai. That is the vitamin that we need, vitamin of love that we need. And we can give it to ourselves. And I show people how to do that, by the way. And I tell them, hug yourself right now and do this. You put your hand under your armpit and like this. And I say, hug yourself and say, I love you. I love you. I really, really love you. You say that to yourself. You do that to yourself. And you'll understand how beautiful it feels. So what happens is that you give up seeking outside. You start filling your cup yourself. And you have the power to ask yourself. So these are a couple of points that we say, which are loving yourself. It's not arrogance. It's not vanity. It's just pure love. Have fun and do it right now. That's what we say, live in the moment. So these are the ways in which you could love yourself. And it's not difficult. It's the easiest thing. Learn from little children.
They love themselves. Yeah. So
Yeah.
and where does the integrity stands in all this?
So what is integrity? Integrity is honoring your word. And that's it. What you said you would do. What you said you would do, doing it on time. And if you're not able to do it, then you communicate that I'm not going to be able to come at this particular time, or I don't think I am equipped to be able to do this work. So there is communication. And integrity is actually just honoring your word. जिसको हम कहते थे शब्द की अहमियत.
मैम आपने अभी ये जो बोला ना, मैं शायद इसकी रील काटूंगा या मैं ये एपिसोड में तो रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है, डॉक्यूमेंट हो रहा है, सारा दिन मुझे आई डोंट नो, लेट मी यूज दिस वर्ड फ्रीली, शिकायत रहती है लोगों से. दे से इट
हाँ,
कि मैं तुझे कल कॉल करता हूँ, कॉल करती हूँ.
Wrong.
Somehow,
yes.
I'm not saying that I'm the best here. No. There are very few people I know who will actually remember this. नहीं तो लोग बोलने के लिए, आपने जैसे बोला
Yes.
कि honor your word.
Yes.
अगर मुझे किसी ने, मैंने किसी को मैं बोलता हूँ ना, मेरी आपसे भी हुई बात, मैंने आपको बोला मैम कि मैं आपको कल कंफर्म करता हूँ कि हम सैटरडे को करेंगे या फ्राइडे को
Yeah.
करेंगे. तो आई मेड श्योर बाय द डे
Absolutely.
एंडेड मैं आपको बताऊं. मैं आपको मंडे को भी बता देता, आप सुन लेते. हाँ, बट मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जब आपने किसी को बोला है तो कहीं ना कहीं उस इंसान के माइंड में ये वेट रहती है कि वो बताएगा. आई डोंट नो रहती कि नहीं रहती, बिकॉज दे डोंट प्रैक्टिस देमसेल्व्स. तो मुझे नहीं मालूम ये चीज़, बट लोग नहीं प्रैक्टिस करते ये चीज़. कॉल करना, अपने वर्ड को ऑनर करना. ज़रूरी नहीं है कि हर जो आपने मदद मांगी है या आपने कोई काम किसी को बोला कि वो सामने वाला कर सके. बट आई थिंक द इम्पॉर्टेंट पार्ट इज टू जस्ट एक्नॉलेज द फैक्ट दैट यू सेड दैट यू विल कॉल, you will text.
Yes.
So this is integrity.
Yeah.
I'm so glad this is
Honoring.
integrity.
Yes. Integrity is honoring your word. And without integrity, nothing works. It is the foundation of everything. And all you need to do is communicate that I will not be able to, and that's all.
And just,
And it's so simple.
it's very simple.
Yes.
It's
It's
very
the bottom line for everything, for
Yes.
success, for prosperity,
Yeah.
for everything. And it matters. It matters a lot to me.
Ma'am, it matters a lot. I know मेरे कुछ बहुत करीबी दोस्त हैं जिनको मैं बार बार ये बात कहता हूँ कि यार ये बंदा ऐसे करता ही नहीं है यार, दिस गाय इज़ नॉट डूइंग इट, है ना. तो मतलब आई थिंक शायद वो भी मुझसे इरिटेट हो जाते होंगे कि मैं ये बात कहता हूँ. बट मुझे लगता है कि आपने किसी को वक्त दिया है, आपने बोला है, प्लीज़ टेल देम.
So that is love and respect also. So we will not make people wrong, but we will understand with the understanding, awareness, and knowledge that they have. See, you have the understanding, you have the awareness and the knowledge that integrity is important. They probably do not have the understanding, the awareness, and the knowledge. So we will give it to them and we will envision and affirm that life comes easy and simply, and integrity is there around me.
Yeah.
So it comes with an understanding, right?
मैम,
And
आपको मैं जब मिलने आया था तो आपसे जब बात हो रही थी ना, तो आपने बहुत बार बोला दैट आई एम वेरी फॉर्चुनेट गौरव,
I am.
बेटा आई एम वेरी ब्लेस्ड. और मैं नोट कर रहा था कि आपने वो बात बहुत बार बोली. एंड आई एम श्योर इट्स अ फॉर्म ऑफ ग्रैटिट्यूड.
Yes, it is.
एंड आई थिंक हम लोग आजकल सोशल मीडिया का ज़माना है,
Yes.
सो वी आर ट्राइंग टू पुट अक्रॉस एवरीथिंग. जो भी हमारी ज़िंदगी में हो रहा है हम उसकी स्टोरी डाल देते हैं या फोटो डालते हैं या पोस्ट डालते हैं. हम एक्ट कर रहे हैं कि दैट वी आर ग्रेटफुल. आई एम श्योर देयर आर पीपल हु आर
Are
ग्रेटफुल,
grateful.
बट मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल आर जस्ट, जो शुक्राना हो रहा है वो हवा में ही हो रहा है. मैं तो खुद मतलब
Yes.
बहुत स्ट्रगल करता हूँ इस चीज़ से. मैं नहीं हूँ ग्रेटफुल अभी भी चीज़ों के लिए. आई एम श्योर इट्स नॉट एट दैट पार. अभी बहुत डिस्टेंस कवर करना बाकी है. इनफैक्ट मेरी ना, आई राइट पोइट्री इन
How wonderful.
इंग्लिश एंड हिंदी.
अच्छा.
आजकल नहीं लिख पा रहा हूँ, मतलब
हाँ.
पोस्ट नहीं कर रहा हूँ आजकल बिकॉज आई एम वेरी बिजी विद दिस पॉडकास्ट.
Yes.
तो मेरी एक हिंदी में मैंने बहुत कम लिखी है. विद योर परमिशन आई वुड लाइक टू
Please, I
recite
would
it for
love to hear.
इट्स इन हिंदी एंड इट्स माई फेवरेट.
Yeah.
और मैं किसी दिन इस पे अमल करना चाहता हूँ. मैं इस पे अमल नहीं कर पा रहा हूँ, बट इट्स माई फेवरेट. इट गोज लाइक दिस कि मत भूल तेरी कुछ मांगी हुई दुआएं पूरी हो चुकी हैं. मत भूल तेरी कुछ मांगी हुई दुआएं पूरी हो चुकी हैं. मत भाग उसके पीछे जो आज भी अधूरा है. मत भाग उसके पीछे जो आज भी अधूरा है. बस इतना याद रखना, हाँ बस इतना याद रखना, जो आज तेरा पूरा है वो आज भी किसी का अधूरा है, जो आज तेरा पूरा है वो आज भी किसी का अधूरा है. So it's that feeling,
So beautiful.
you know, it is like we don't understand this.
Wonderful. Absolutely.
That's जो आज हमारे पास है, जो कुछ ना कुछ ये मांगा गया था कहीं पे. आई थिंक मैं आपके पॉडकास्ट के एग्जाम्पल भी दूं तो मैंने कहीं ना कहीं वो मैनिफेस्ट किया था. तो today's day should be celebrated for that day कि I wanted to do this podcast with Nakwinder Gill ma'am. And I think but मैं उससे आगे निकल जाऊंगा, है ना. हम इंसान उससे आगे निकल जाते हैं, एक अलग दौड़ में चले जाते हैं कि यार ओ अगली चीज मिलनी चाहिए. बट इस मोमेंट को तो सेलिब्रेट ही नहीं किया कि यार ये पॉडकास्ट जो मांगा था, ये सोचा था ये पॉडकास्ट करना है और ये हो गया आज, उसकी सेलिब्रेशन नहीं हो रही, आगे की तरफ जा रहे हैं. So I think really I don't know if you can tell us how we can really bring gratitude to our life, bring this attitude to our life.
Yeah. So see, life doesn't happen to us. Life happens for us. ये याद रखना बड़ा जरूरी है. Life is not happening to us. It's happening for us. यानी कि every learning is for us. Everything that is happening is for us. And somewhere we forgot that. So when we talk of forgiveness, when people find it hard to forgive, all you need to do is just be willing. And the first step जो हम लेंगे, the first step to take is gratitude. It's the sister of forgiveness. So when we begin to practice gratitude, what happens, the things that have not been so nice in our life begin to pale into insignificance. And I would also like to share with you at this point, when you said that, you know, I keep saying I'm blessed. It's become it's a process in my thoughts all the time. And it's become a way of life, actually. Considering that so much has happened for me, that I can get breathless counting the blessings. Having bobbed back from the other side when everybody had given up on me and I've come back, there is a higher purpose for me to be here today. And I'm very grateful for that. That's why I keep saying that I'm blessed and I'm grateful. Having such amazing master teachers in my life. How many people would have met even one master teacher? I have met so many of them. I've had the privilege and the honor to have been in shivers and courses with Guruji Goenka ji personally. I have been to Philippines and been in Master Chua's, I've met Master Faith. I think that's a great blessing. I have experienced Rick and Patricia, master teachers, who are my age and older than I am. And it's a great privilege, even though I went all the way, traveled. They've come in this hall. Rick has come in this hall and he was sitting here and he's led. It's beautiful. The hall didn't have place. I'm so privileged. Jageh nahi the, log niche baithe the. They were sitting on chairs all over. And just to come and hear his words of wisdom. So it's endless. Alan Cohen, A Course in Miracles, he writes so beautifully. I've had the privilege and the honor. There is a book that's been authored and I have written in that book, in which there are master teachers who have written. So how can you not count my blessings? A beautiful family, 2 amazing children who are Heal Your Life teachers. One daughter-in-law who's just become a Heal Your Life teacher. They're coaches with the work. And every moment life happens for us, we just acknowledge that. So every day, all we need to do is get up and express gratitude for one thing. For me, the first thing that I express gratitude is for this breath. Because Hindi में कहते हैं श्वास है तो हम हैं, श्वास नहीं है तो कुछ भी नहीं है. So breath is there and I'm sitting here before you. When I breathe my last, everything is over. And why I give a lot of importance to loving yourself is, I would like to share here, is that all relationships are temporary. Initially, you had said we have issues or something. We were talking about relationships, person not doing this, setting boundaries. We spoke about all of that. We're seeking outside, asking people this, that, and the other. All relationships are temporary. Mother, father, brother, sister, wife, girlfriend, children. The only relationship that is eternal is the relationship you have with yourself. Because only you are going to walk and breathe with yourself in the last moment of your life. So love yourself and heal your life. And here I'd like to say, I'm not a healer. I just show people and guide them, show them the light so that they can heal themselves. What I'm saying to you right now is not as a healer. I just show you the way. I offer the tools. I offer practices and my experiences through stories in whichever way, and like we're sitting together so beautifully, so happily, so that people can take away even an iota, just a wee bit, if one person also gets, is having made a difference in their life, and my purpose is fulfilled. And I'm grateful to you right now also.
Yeah. Fine, to understand, ma'am.
Ma'am, leading this kind of life which is full of depth, spirituality, when you look back, what do you feel about yourself?
So when I look back, I just feel very grateful for where I am, because इसका कोई ना कोई purpose था.
Right.
जो कुछ भी हुआ मेरी लाइफ में, ये किसी कारण हुआ. जो मैं इंग्लिश में कहती हूँ, लाइफ हैपन्स फॉर अस. तो ये मुझे कुछ सिखाना था, और मैंने कभी नहीं सोचा था कि मैं ऐसे लीड करूँगी या ये सब कुछ करूँ. कभी भी नहीं सोचा था मैंने. बट ये हो गया, एंड ये होना था. And I feel fulfilled because now, see, I have been finding and been a seeker all my life. मैं एक किताब लिख सकती हूँ उन चीज़ों पे जो मैंने करी हैं, जिनमें मैंने ट्रेनिंग की है, what I have trained in, all of it. Inside of the finding and the seeking, I have come home now. I have found. I am home. I'm comfortable. I'm peaceful, and I'm really happy with where I am now. And with that comes a lot of peace and a lot of joy, and surrendering to the moment is what I have seen. That when I surrender, जिसको कहते हैं आत्मसमर्पण, to the moment, life just happens for us. Everything gets taken care of. And I always say that inside of the trainings and all the work that is being done through me as a channel, I say my marketing manager is sitting up there, and that marketing manager orchestrates everything for me, and for that I give credit to all the master teachers who've touched my life, especially Louise and especially Rick and Patricia, the masters who have taken so much effort to have walked beside me every moment of my life and brought me to where I am. We're very dear friends, all of us teachers of love. And I am home right now inside of my journey. There's nothing to find. There is nothing to seek.
I think this is the place, because you said you're home now.
Yes, I'm home.
And I think this is the high point in this episode where I would like to, I'm no one to put end, but
yes,
as the formalities of the podcast, of the episode, because I really, when I was listening to you this last couple of 3-4 minutes, I really wanted that episode should end itself, but I have to do it. So ma'am, thank you so much for this valuable, precious and enlightened time. I'm sure whosoever will watch this episode will get a free session in so many things. So thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time. Me and my team deeply appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'm really deeply grateful to you and your team. And I would like to mention my mother, because she was my first teacher, and my parents and my family, and of course I've mentioned everybody else.
Yes.
And above all, you all, I'm deeply grateful and thank you. I'm home because of everyone around.
तो ये था हमारा एपिसोड लखविंदर गिल मैम के साथ. अगर आप एपिसोड के इस पॉइंट तक पहुंच चुके हैं तो शायद आपको किसी भी निष्कर्ष की ज़रूरत नहीं है, बट मेरी एक प्रथा है कि मैं हर अपने एपिसोड को एक निष्कर्ष के साथ एंड करता हूं। तो आज ये मेरा पर्सनली टेक अवे है इस एपिसोड से, दैट ब्रीथ ब्रीथ ब्रीथ। डोंट फॉरगेट दैट लाइफ हैपन्स फॉर अस, एंड बी माइंडफुल, बी ग्रेटफुल, and don't forget to love yourself, because if you will love yourself, then only you can heal yourself, then only you can heal your life. So please, please, please keep loving yourself, and thank you so much for all the love you are giving to our podcast. It means a lot to me and to my team. हम बहुत जल्दी मिलते हैं एक नई पर्सनालिटी के साथ, एक नए एक्सपीरियंस के साथ. Till next time, thank you.